Hello there, and welcome back to Corey Loses for the continuation and close to finale of the Fall of the Republic 1.3 preview playthrough as the Republic. We are about to be invaded at Quell, so that kind of throws off some of the plans. But that's not much. They're fine. Do we have a goal in one? No, we have an XQ platform and we have a hypervelocity gun. Let's see what we can do here. I think we might be able to win. Especially if we can hit some engines. Because the recusants should be able to destroy the XQ pretty easily, but if we can destroy the engines off a recusant, eh. Ooh, and we do have a shipyard. Alright, need to wait for them to actually start moving. There we go, got some engines. That's good. Because yeah, we are going to go straight in for Hypori after this. This is the final stream of the playthrough, so that'll probably mean at least a few episodes, but who knows? Who knows how fast we'll get through it.
Sir, we've searched the site.
No missiles, so point defense isn't going to do much for us. But we should be able to snipe out one more of the recusants before they get here. Probably this nice front one. And diamonds we'll have to kill in other ways. Alright, there we go. There's the next one. It's you. Sorry, Patriot Fist, and probably Patriot Fist. Yep, how did I know? And also, Patriot Fist. Come on down.
What's the order?
Alright, if we have enough stuff just blocking it
Ready for action.
before the XQ comes under threat, then...
Cruiser,
I mean, we
standing
can possibly win out in this as well.
on target.
Especially if we can get the XQ's weapons in here.
Station ready.
Yeah. Alright. Here comes the damage.
War is ours.
Fighters and bombers, you probably don't want to be up there just yet.
Did you meet the
But I don't know that they're ever going to want to be up there.
We'll take
So, you know what? Just take the saturation. It's fine.
There's still techno-union ships in the area.
It's fine.
Enemy's taking serious
Delta
damage.
frigate standing by. Oh god, focus on the
Okay.
turbo lasers.
Yeah, we just need to take the mediums and heavy duels off the front, and then it's probably good. Are we going to be able to get much through from these? No, they're all... oh, some of them actually did make it. Some of that did make it. That's good.
Training weapons on target.
Alright, hypervelocity gun. I was going to use that on the back, but I probably should have gone for that one, timing-wise.
Cruiser, standing by.
But oh well.
Moving into position.
Okay, let's move you in, and...
Ready for combat. What is it, sir? We are under attack. Requesting intercept course.
I was kind of hoping we'd just kill these on the way.
Targeting computers up. Right,
But
sir.
they're chonky enough that our other Corvettes need some help on it.
Cruiser here. Our space station is
Alright, I want the
standing
Carrack
by.
back here
The war
especially.
is ours.
Okay, will they be retreating? Probably not, because they have no engines, but
Beginning attack run.
would have been appreciated. Okay, bombers. Those are mostly lasers, I think, so they do have some laser defenses. There we go. Got it. This does mean, hopefully next week we'll get the New Republic playthrough started. I am going to be gone for a couple days at the end of next week, so not like 100% sure I'm going to be able to do that day. But we'll see how the schedule ends up working out. I am excited to finally do the LEGO stream tomorrow, which will be today for the people watching on YouTube. That'll be the Tuesday Twitch stream. But they've got a few things built up there. I'm just gonna move these guys around here.
I'll show them no mercy.
And Vader, you come around as well.
You have let another opportunity pass you by.
Building started.
So we're just gonna build up that same kind of setup around Tool and Sereno.
Constructing.
Well, you already have everything you'll want. Aries, you can be upgraded some more.
Building under construction.
we have a ground hypervelocity gun? Yeah, we do.
Construction complete.
And how's the Mandator's repairs actually going? It's at 62%, so that'll be a few weeks before it's really ready to go. Alright. I guess that means it's time for Hybori.
Let's move this bucket. Complete.
This is the biggest fleet they have left in the galaxy for any of the CIS factions. 400 pop, we have 472 pop. I like the battles that go over pop for both sides. They get the full set for each. A lot more chances to lose a bunch of stuff. It's going to be one of the things that's fun about Imperial Reign. Smaller pop cap for these same types of ships, so...
Calculating jump to light speed.
Alright, Tector... Acclimator... Center Secular as well. Mama Zinj. Oh, I should probably have swapped her. Oh well. We have the Bodge. And let's actually get some anti-fighter here.
I copy that.
And a Eku
We can do that.
for some support.
Command. You got the captain.
Okay, I'm not going to go too far forward with the fighters right now because there's a lot of anti-fighter, but they also have several lasers on the battle carrier.
Weapons already at. Have our full attention.
The Captor's a better carrier, but it also it just stands out when we're trying to standardize and imperialize here. It's an aesthetic issue.
The enemy doesn't stand a chance. Hostile ahead. Emergency frequency open. Locking on target.
Alright.
Holding position. Shouldn't be long.
Red Thunder's asking, have the team ever considered putting any of their fantastic assets on the tabletop simulator workshop for people to use in RPG campaigns only? Halo's done that for some of the stuff we make, or he and Slever particularly make for Edge of Despair, but beyond that, like, none of us want to do that work. None of us have time to do that work. If there were people who do asset conversions that wanted to ask to release specific stuff, then that would be the biggest chance of that. But none of us, other than that, really
Ready for action. The enemy has secondary reinforcements.
have time for that.
Weapons activated. Power. Watch your side.
We thought about doing more of it for Edge of Despair stuff, like releasing more of those packs of our content for that, but it just... yeah, time is always the issue.
Yes, sir. Whatever it was they were looking for. Orders, General. Standing by.
There are, like, for a lot of the,
Engaging with maximum force.
like, X-Wing and Armada stuff, a lot of those mods have very kindly thrown in our stuff without asking. So they are available in some cases.
Whatever it was they were looking for.
But-
Looks like they already found. To the skies. Destroyer ready to
Yeah.
What's the order? We're all set here, Commander. Take cover. Negative, sir. Give me a target.
Okay, I think it's best to just try to get everything onto the Lucre Hulk right now. Because it's about to get in range and kill everything.
Firing.
Maximum power to shields. Holding fire for move out. Attack that target.
And because a lot of these other ships are pretty close to dead,
Weapon power
and the Lucre Hulk is getting into range where it's going to start being a real problem. All the extra damage.
What is it, sir? Standing by.
Yeah, let's get you back over here. I'm not sure what's causing the lag here. It's not actually that much going on. A bit for the fighters, but
I can't do that.
even then.
What's
More
the order?
EAW fun.
Assembled.
Oh yeah, Blagar, this is the final one. Yeah, I'm gonna try to take down the C99. Because that's gonna be spitting out fighters for a while.
Aye. Blasting target. Our vehicles have been sabotaged. We're ready. Awaiting commands.
That Munificent is pretty full health. I'm gonna take the Architens on there too.
Cannons loaded. It's about to blow. Blasters charged.
Are any of those major? No, those are mostly lighter cannons left. That's probably gonna mean something else jumps in.
Multiple enemy squads heading towards us.
And that's the C99 down. Okay, Tector, get back onto the Lucre Hulk. Let's make sure we take out
Acquiring
the
target.
fighter bays first.
Time to die.
Right number.
Destroyer reporting.
There's that fighter bay.
Fire on the launch bay.
I'm hit.
That should be, what, 3 of them that I've already targeted? And you may as well start weapons. You can get any +3 damage in there.
Where's the tick button? Where's the tick button? Where's the tick button? Where's the tick button?
Yes, sir.
Like, EAW is pretty unique in actually modeling the individual projectiles rather than some kind of, like, hit scan system.
We will secure.
So, like, the projectiles are real objects that travel through the game space, and whether they hit or not is directly calculated, unlike, say, Sins, where something shoots and then it hits, or, like, evasion chances more of a damage modifier, and the like, visual projectiles are just a visual effect that it doesn't need to be tracked, which is an easier way to calculate stuff, which makes sense for how Sins work. But it is cool that it's nice that EAW went through with properly modeling them.
I'm out of control. Let's blow something up.
It's not like unique in doing that, but it is less common back then.
All stations ready.
Okay, we've got most of the weapons down on this side, so we can start
Attacking target.
moving some of our ships to target the other sides. Is this one of the named ones? This is just a regular vendor.
Missile destroyer here. Targeting enemy vehicles.
I think we've done most of their reserves. I don't think we've done all of them. They've definitely got some stuff to still jump in.
Droids are for flying, they say.
Direct fire, Commander. Our target priority is the
Destroyer
laser.
ready to set sail.
Awaiting your command.
Get us out of here.
Okay.
To the battlefield. Sir, our forces have been wiped out. For the
Let's try to get some of those rear ones.
shot now. The enemy doesn't stand a chance.
What is my next objective?
Zinj is still good on health, or on shields. Okay, let's bring in Ghost of Knight's Revenge. Probably do want it on this side. And I'll even put in another Pelter support.
Destroyer captain here.
See the galaxy.
Okay, that's a bunch of Captors and Auxilias still hanging around the Lucre Hulk that are relatively high in damage and health. Or not damage. Shields and hull. Got 4 or 5 coming behind, but we should be able to take out a lot of these before they get in.
Yes, sir. Our vehicles have been sabotaged. Emergency frequency open. Launch the crossfire.
Alright, nothing is actually able to shoot us from the Lucre Hulk on that side right now.
Give me a target. Battle stations.
Destroyer reporting.
Should have joined the infantry.
Okay, those need to go.
Ready to move out, sir.
Like I was asking, any League of Legends streams in the foreseeable future? We did a bunch of them for like the X2 streams, so I think that's the highest chance of that. If like after an X2 stream, me and Charlie still decide we're good after Justin goes to bed and do some of that. Like we have a few things planned already for the next few,
Firing.
or at least that we want to do for the next few X2 streams. So I don't know when the next time League happens would be.
Commander.
Because I've also got stuff like RimWorld and Prison Architect that I want to play for the streams as well. So solo League streams are usually less fun for me. There have to be when Charlie or Eke and Charlie are up for it. Because Eke got pretty into it for a while, but then he hasn't really played since then. Started playing Galaxy of Heroes instead, I think. Okay, they're starting to get in from that group. But most of those are dead.
What is it, sir?
And we can
Concentrating fire.
finish off some of their bombers too.
Yes, sir.
We might be small, but we pack up
You got
punch.
one on you. Choose your reinforcements.
That's a big chunk of bombers back there.
Advancing. Let's go.
I think we need to
Generator.
kill all them.
Look to the sky. Engines idling. Locking on target. We're outnumbered. Awaiting a command. Target locked imminent.
Okay. Go for that. And what do we want the Tector to do? I guess the direction it's aimed is a good one.
Yes, sir.
We definitely want to clear out more of these bombers if we can.
Standing by. Staying
Has the other anti-fighter been killed? No. Cool.
Setting
at those.
intercept course.
Yes.
I don't think we're gonna be able to run away from the bombers with Zinj though. Even though she's being targeted, but the bombers. All I can do is try to get the
Yes, sir. With sabotage, they
fighters in to hopefully cover her.
something up. Reinforcements. We're ready.
Okay. If we can get rid of the diamond,
What's the order? Targeting computers up.
then it'll be a lot easier for us to keep our fighter advantage up here. The diamond as well as these other enemy CR-90s. Because we're starting to be at least even on fighters.
Take down that tri-fighter. Our troops have been given advanced training. Getting a lock.
And
Air cruiser, standing by. Whatever it was they were looking for, it looks like they already found it.
what's another
We'll take him out.
Awaiting assignment.
review?
On the double, my liege.
We got the diamond. Let's just
Sir, we've done it.
C99.
Their reinforcements are taking casualties. We're depleting the separatist reinforcements.
We got you covered.
Awaiting your command.
You've got the captain. Engaging.
Their reinforcements are being depleted.
Primary drive system is down.
My old computer was actually better at running EW, as I built this computer to be better at
We'll destroy them all.
rendering faster for videos, which is a very different
Waiting orders.
tech requirement than EAW's single core strength
Standing by.
was. If I ran upstairs, that would be
Beginning
running
attack run.
much better. But oh well.
We're being overwhelmed. We have to pull out. You've got one on you. Missile launcher activated. Yes, General.
Yeah, let's try to get that last set of captors.
Squadrons at half strength. Doesn't stack the chest.
I think those were both just the regular vendors, though. It's fine.
We can't take.
Okay, I'm gonna put in an Act 2 because I want the damage.
Republic light cruiser for small.
And more support.
Tearing us apart. We need you to take them out. They're all around us.
I mean, we've also had like full pop battles in TR with the bigger pop cap and about the same amount of units that run perfectly fine as well. So it's not always the most consistent with AW. Hold on, I think I have some programs open too. Dead. Having like Premiere open doesn't help.
Separatist forces have lost. You have our full attention. Sir, our forces have been wiped out. Transmit orders.
Alright, that's another C99. They're all still coming in.
Emergency frequency.
We haven't lost many hard points on the Secular. But we are starting to get the
My hull is critical.
uh,
Go. I've lost count. How many does that
the
make?
Lucre Hawk turning back in a useful direction.
That's right.
That is right, thank you.
Understood, we're moving out.
We also want Fitzroy and Windows Blade.
Yes, sir.
Reinforcements are taking
We're on the move.
I got a camera hub update, thanks.
Do that.
Signal coming through. That takes care of that one. Yes, sir.
Are those my bombers? No, they're shooting
Going
past
down.
that.
Our Quentin's here.
What is it, Commander?
Okay, Zinj is actually still alive.
Plenty of supplies to go around.
Is there a way to fix fighters so that if they're in hunt, they won't fly to the corner of the map? No, we can't change those kind of behaviors. They're gonna fly around until they find something. And then they'll just, like, fly into a nebula and break. We can't change how hunt works.
Standing by.
Where'd he go?
Taking casualties here, sir.
They won't hold up much longer.
Yeah, they had 2 here, so that should be both of them. I don't think there was a third.
Cruiser here.
I think there's still one somewhere out in the galaxy for the CIS themselves.
Destroyed the Techno-Union ship.
But that should be it.
I've lost count. How many does that make?
We're outnumbered.
Ready to fire. Give me a target. They won't hold up much longer. Warm up.
Well, we've got most of the bombers, most of the other
What's
little
the order?
guys gone.
I copy that. We'll get him. Destroyer captain here. We've cut off the enemy's reinforcements.
You've got the captain.
We've cut off the
Our
enemy's
Quentin's here.
reinforcements. They won't know what hit them. Good shot.
Is it just the Lucre Hulk? Yeah.
We're all set here, Commander. What is it, sir?
Do they even really have any bombers left over on our territory? No. Almost
Staying on
all
target.
gone.
Awaiting a
Go on,
command.
General. Standing by.
Pulling out. Sir, incoming transmission from the command
This one's
center.
mine. Taking casualties here, sir.
Combat crew assembled. All stations ready.
It is weird that this battle, with the size that it is currently, is lagging. But that's the AW for you.
Alta frigate reporting in.
Awaiting
A lot of the times it's just other random shit like AI calculations rather than just like the amount of units.
Cruiser here.
Plus the whole
Arrived.
maybe a memory leak. I'm not sure what it is with the
What is your order?
with the hardware mouse thing. Because it lags a lot less when you have that option off, but I like having the screen in the middle of the screen, and I don't like how the mouse feels when it's not on. So I play with laggier settings for that.
They won't survive the day. Pull out. Receiving.
More bombers coming in there. Can we move back into range here? Why don't I use my old computer for gameplay and new computer to stream? Well, I'm streaming right now, and I'm using my new computer for that. My old computer is in the living room, and it's more of a family computer situation now. I don't have room in my office to have 2 full setups. I have, like, this box that I'm in, basically.
Target locked.
We might be small, but we pack a punch.
Signal coming through. I have the target in sight. Awaiting assignment. Cruiser here. They won't know what hit them. We'll make short work of destroyer standing by.
You've got the captain.
Waiting orders.
Dana get mad if I stream from the living room? I wouldn't want to take over the entire house to do a stream, basically.
Radio channels.
Like, I don't want to stream our living room. If she's, like, in there trying to watch TV or something, then she probably wouldn't appreciate that, and it would not be great for streaming, having a TV on in the background.
Command.
And then I couldn't, like, actually use a webcam or anything. It would not go well.
Cruiser here. They won't survive the day.
I am working, which is why I have an office for that. Doing that from the living room would be, kind of remove the point of having the office space. It's only, like, this is the longest period of lag we've had in the
Go ahead, sir.
many campaigns. Like, it's not that common that it's a problem, and it's not such a big advantage that it's worth, like, rearranging my entire house and taking over half the square footage for streaming EAW.
Standing by.
Because then I'd also need, like, 2 sets of equipment, because I'm not, like, moving my microphone, my webcams, and everything between streams.
Emergency frequency open.
We might be small, but we pack a punch.
I have the target in sight. Commands.
Do we still have engines on most of this? Actually, we do. Because if this Lucre Hulk is dead now, I think we're gonna back out so we can re-jump, clean up some of the fighters that way. Like, we have to sacrifice Zinj for that, but I don't really
Where's the tick button? Where's the tick button?
mind. This was gonna be this fleet's last battle. She doesn't need to be alive for the rest of it. Yeah, when we move, I'm gonna try to get a larger office space, but I also am not planning on setting up both computers in it.
We've lost our turbo laser.
Because again, the old one is used more for
Where's the next target?
family purposes. Okay, we lost Ghost Knight's Revenge and Mama Zinj, 3 Krellian Corvettes, and 2 Venators. But that is down to just 2 Providence, a Lucre Hulk, using. And let's see. Can I get those?
Unit in production.
Let's do it that way. Would adding persistent fighter loss for carriers be possible? No, because we can't track
Awaiting new directive. This is it.
which ship is which between the tactical and galactic level.
Standing by.
So you can't
Right, sir.
you can't say like, oh, this sector has this many fighters left and it needs to be restocked. For the same reason that the persistent damage only works with the SSDs, because it's like we can tell like there's only one executive that belongs to this faction, so that takes all those fighters.
Standing by. This
Like-
is it. Plot our course.
Anything that
Mission complete.
requires identifying individual units on the galactic level when there can be multiple of that unit is basically either impossible or way too resource intensive to actually be worth it to do in the game. It would be possible to do with hero units, but then that's just a downgrade to using, or a downside to using hero units.
Choose your reinforcements. Downloading orders. We're on it. Of course, Your Highness. Reinforcements canceled.
Calculating jump to light speed.
We are planning stuff to have costs associated with losing fighters like that, but it's not going to be you get back to the galactic level and then you have to like take some action to restock the
Directing
fighters.
all fire on the launch bay.
Because like even if we could do that, I doubt we would because it's just extra busy work. And beyond the ability to track the units, there's also the
Destroyer standing by.
ability to display stuff to the player. Because the amount you can edit the UI is very limited.
I copy that. This is it. Right, sir. Woohoo! I copy that.
Like that's why we have so much that's done in that like text box here.
Destroyer ready to set sail. Bringing weapons to
EAW is not great in terms of customizing user communications. Is there a specific way to save your game that when you load a save game, the game doesn't crash? It's happened every time I try to save a GC and TR. Never save in battle, for one thing. Turn off cloud sync. There are known issues with saving for some people in TR. Having it happen every time is very rare.
Directing all fire on the launch bay.
Missile destroyer reporting
So
in.
we're not entirely sure what causes it.
This is
We're
the captain.
gonna try to fix what we can, but it's not an obvious thing. It's also not a universal thing, which makes it hard to test.
Sir, incoming transmission from the command center.
We're hoping right now it's from the debug logger, just having too much fluid stuff going on. So there will be hopefully a hotfix within the next month or so that disables that to just kind of see what happens. The problem with that kind of thing though is any updates we push that try to fix those kind of things with that will also inherently break people's saves because it's changing the game files, which means like in order to try to fix that kind of thing when we can't even be 100% sure on the cause, that we're breaking everyone's save for the chance of fixing
I've got a lock. They don't stand a chance.
future saves for some people,
Go, go, go.
which is
Reading you.
not ideal.
Missile destroyer here. Watch your tail. You picked up a try.
If it's happening to you in every mod multiple times, then
All stations
like make sure you have cloud sync off. Make sure you're letting the game actually save rather than like if you're exiting before it says the game has been saved. But also don't save in battles. Never save in battles.
This is the captain. Got you on the comm.
Alright, that's most of them.
Destroyer
That's much less
standing
laggy.
Falling out of formation.
For the Chancellor.
at your discretion.
Destroyer ready to set sail.
Launcher has been destroyed.
Separatists are jamming our sensors.
Captain here.
They've destroyed our torpedo launcher.
We need you to clear the area in order to proceed.
Yeah, we can actually bring in a VSD-1 in front of the Golan, so I'm gonna do that.
Enemy forces.
No problem.
Along with Windu's Blade, and I'll just throw in another CR-90 to protect him.
They've got advanced training.
Destroyer captain here.
Awaiting assignment.
Combat crew assembled.
All stations ready. Our vehicles targeting enemy.
Missile tubes loaded.
Their troops have been given advanced training.
Missiles locked
Alright, that should be able to get through the Golan. See, like, there's not much
Reading you.
less going on in this battle right now than the last one,
They won't escape.
and it's basically not lagging at all.
Our Quentin's here.
EAW is fun.
Receiving.
Sir, there's still Techno-Union ships in the area.
This is the captain. Battle stations.
Waiting orders. Awaiting new directives. Missile destroyer reporting
Alright,
in.
these are assaults.
Standing by.
You come up.
Do I have fighter support? Rockets away.
Okay, this Architens is looking to try to ram that, I guess. Which is commendable, brave, something.
Computer online.
Sir, we've lost you on the sensors. We'll hold this position position until you return.
Yes, General.
We might be small, but we pack a punch.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to back you out of there. You don't want to be there.
There's still Techno-Union ships in the area. Yes, sir.
Let's get fighters.
Watch your flanks.
Oops. No, I don't want the isometric view.
All stations ready. Sir, we've done it. Enemy reinforcements have
Receiving.
arrived.
Clearing the skies.
Okay, now we should be good on that. Detector was faster.
Sir, we've lost the
That'd be
squad.
nice.
Sir, we've lost you
For
on
now, I think it's just gonna be the axe coming in and dying.
Missile destroyer here. We have
Yeah, I'm just gonna get them to help the
Command.
help the
Ready for
VSD with the Golan
Enemy starfighter.
go a little bit faster, because then we can bring the VSD in.
We're all set here, Commander. Ready for action. We'll destroy them all. We've reached the base perimeter, sir. Enemy units approaching. Sir, more fighters approaching directly ahead. Let's have a chance to separate.
Ruby fans asking, I get ganged up in TR playing as the Hapes. Am I the only one? Every faction would only attack me from all sides. I mean, the Havens do have like 2 or 3 different factions on different sides, but they also have some of the best defensive options in the game. So like the way the Havens tend to work is
We can't let them escape.
try to pick which choke points you're expanding to
Reinforcements are on their way. We're taking heavy
carefully, and then make sure you're building up your defenses and trying to wait between their attacks to attack. So the more you can fight on the defensive, the more of an advantage you're going to have. Because the Havens can build 2 of the same level station rather than one as like the main base level and then one lower level, and they tend to be stronger per level, plus like the healing capabilities of everything. So you don't want to spread out too much, but there's not like other factions aren't told to attack the Havens more than anyone else.
Look to the skies.
It's just you do have like Maldred to one side, the Empire, and Zinj, depending on like who comes through the neutral territory up there. So you can have a lot of neighbors depending on how that shakes out and how you're expanding. But just try to pick which planets you're going to and when you're going to them carefully. Like send a probe droid if it's enough that you think you can win. You go take the planet and build up defenses while leaving your fleet there, rather than like trying to blitz through and hold on the back line.
At your discretion, your
That's going to work less for them than it will for other factions.
Our troops have been given advanced training.
I have fighter support.
Alright, we can go for the shipyard there now.
Locking on.
Do we have a ground army down here? I don't know what we actually did.
Reinforcement. Our troops have been given advanced training. Watch your flanks.
In Earthblade Saxon, what are your thoughts on Age of Legends mod? I haven't really played any other mods outside of the AWX for years, so I don't really... I'm not familiar enough with anything else right now to give any thoughts on any of them.
The lasers are our target.
I don't know how much longer we can hold them off. Reporting in.
Yes, General. Missiles at the ready.
Captain here. Missile destroyer here. Not much longer. Initiating combat protocols.
engaging with
They've
maximum
taken
force.
out our launch bay.
We've reached the base perimeter, sir.
Receiving. Taking them
There's
out.
not much time left.
You have our
Missile
forecast.
destroyer reporting in.
Emergency
That's all the
frequency
defense
open.
is.
commands. Combat maneuvers initiated. No, sir. Watch your side.
Your orders, General.
And these two should be able to come in and help on the station.
Maximum power to shields.
Ready to move out, sir.
Receiving. Weapons activated. Missile destroyer here. What's the order?
Your command, sir.
Here we go.
Destroyer
Ready to
report.
fire.
I don't think any of these are real units. I think they're all garrison stuff, so they won't actually get away.
Target locked. Sir, holding position.
Yay! We lost all 10 of those CR90s that we just built. And Windu's Blade, very sad. Plus Knack. Oh, one of those was real, apparently. Where are you going to? Over for us? That's gonna... I'm very happy for them. Alright, I'm gonna save before we attack that. Like, I used to do more playthroughs of other EAW mods on the channel, but especially when I started to try to do non-EAW content, like, I've still been doing enough for Thrawn's Revenge and Fall of the Republic playthroughs, but then beyond that, it's ended up being no time for it. And then it also gets into a thing where, like, it's really easy for stuff I say to be taken the wrong way or get reported the wrong way. If, like, people are watching the playthroughs and like, oh, Corey said X thing he didn't like, and then it turns into, oh, Corey was shit-talking your mod on his playthrough, even when I didn't. So then, like, when I was doing those playthroughs, I tried to be very careful in how I phrased everything, or ended up like not saying if I liked or didn't like anything, and it turned into too much of a headache. Because I've even had situations where, like, Eck has done an EAW stream and he'll say something about a mod, and then that gets told to other modders as me having said it somehow, and yeah, it's not worth it.
Beginning construction.
Squad stands together.
Building started.
Like, I can shit talk TR stuff all I want, and I won't get mad at me. So it's much simpler that way.
Flying low.
Squad stands together. Let's go.
Constructing unit.
Okay.
Move forward.
Going back to Quell. Is that going to work out for them? I don't think it is. They've tried this before. We've been through this.
Safety check complete.
Battle imminent.
Ooh, maybe this actually will work. I'm kind of curious if we're... No, like, the Lucre Hulk, if it gets there, it's just going to destroy it, but it is an auxiliary Hulk.
Objective looks protected.
Let's see how that goes.
Reinforcements en route.
Because, like, the main thing where it's happened, because I did plenty of playthroughs of earlier versions of, like, Age of Legends when it was called something else, Phoenix Rising, AOTR, and, like, I never really said anything that was even critical of any of them, but the bigger thing was just, like, if people would ask, like, oh, this mod has this feature, why don't you put that in TR? And if I give any response to that, explaining why I don't think it'd work for us in particular, then it gets construed as, ah, Corey says this is shit. As, yeah.
Standing by. Cruiser ready for combat.
At your command.
Hypervelocity gun available.
We might be able to get through that, it's just we won't be able to hold off against the rest of the fleet. Yeah, this is gonna...
Hypervelocity
Yeah.
gun destroyed.
We'd kill, like, a diamond, maybe a recusant, and then we'd have lost anyway, when the fleet we have coming in can probably take it. Have our ground force there? We do. Oh crap! They got here first. We might be able to hold off on ground. That could be better.
What can I do? Can do.
I'm a holding up. Feeling fine. Let's do this.
Can I help? Ready. Right.
We have the turbo laser there. Luckily, we have enough money to take all these field bases.
Shield up. Follow behind me. Droid scan.
Where do you need me? Sir?
We've secured a landing zone.
We definitely need
Ready to help.
some AA turrets on the corners.
Construction.
This should be anti-infantry.
Online. With you, trooper.
I don't think they're going to be bombing up that direction.
Need any assistance?
They can't do an orbital bombardment.
Turret constructing.
Hello, Commander.
This we might want AA.
Hook 'em.
Construction complete. Construction.
This...
Turret constructing.
Watch those wrist rockets. Let's do this.
That's an awful lot of them.
Shield deployed.
Okay, AV. You can be AV. Yeah, that should get those infantry. Is anyone else not deployed? You take cover. There you go.
Where should I go?
Yeah.
Can I do something?
I think we just want anti-infantry on there.
Watch those wrist rockets. You see metal, you shoot.
Then we go up here, and these guys can come down the road.
Point sweep. I've got point. Squad stands together. Job's not over yet.
Construction complete.
1, 2, 3.
Constructing.
You're violating orders.
Like, I figure I have a decently sized platform to shit on as many mods as I'd actually want to, but I'll let you all be the judge on how much I actually do that. So, I don't know. We be able to get around there to that turret ourselves?
Move your cover.
That could be fun.
Not over yet.
Uh-oh. That's not going to be in line, is it? Okay, there's one. There's two. That's not good. Well, all my units are already dead, so go fuck yourselves. Ah! You missed the turrets. Idiots. Oh, those are all gonna die. That's not good. That all kind of fell apart.
Now we're talking. Stay mobile.
Okay, we need to get into the base there.
Right away.
Hey.
Get back. They're gonna start landing stuff.
Feeling fine. Showing position. Hey.
Snaps are in. Okay, we need AV there. Oh crap.
Online. On the clone
know if we need all of these here. Okay. Laser Blade is asking, is there a way to add multiple sublocks? Yeah, you can activate basically as many as you want by just putting in the launch codes, but they have to not modify the same files, or else it'll be overridden by whichever's last. So, if they all do different things and don't touch the same files, then it's an unlimited amount of stackability, but practically that means that a lot are going to conflict. So you have to check the files kind of manually for that. Especially if they're like adding new units, they've either added stuff to the game object files, like each of them has added stuff to game object files, which means they wouldn't work together, or they've probably both modified the same files for the other stuff. Will I be able to get in before? Oh my god, my APM is like 3. This is why I'm not a pro esports player. I'm a stupid streamer instead. Remote Play PC is no longer available. Something happened to my upstairs. Under attack.
Took a while. Choose your reinforcements.
Hey, check your
Alright, we have mostly just clone troopers here.
Beginning construction.
This is the way the war is supposed to go. 9 trillion clones.
That's more like it. Stay mobile.
Alright, I'm going to end that episode there, and we'll come back with the next episode for the YouTube version, having redone some of that. But for those of you on Twitch, stick around. You'll have to be subjected to that yourselves. Thanks for watching. See you next time.